I'm Jim Csek. You're watching Kelowna Now. Here we are with Tesla Talks. I have with me co-host Kayla Caruana and partner in crime, Dayton Janz. Also, we wanted to get some people on that drive Teslas, and Dayton is also a Tesla driver and cult lover.
Yes, definitely.
Actually, his suit matches his Tesla.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that was intentional, but...
Pretty spanky suit. Kayla and I did not dress to that level,
No,
but
no.
pretty spanky.
Next time, we'll both pull out the three.
Maybe on like my 30th episode that you guys are on, then I'm not dressed down. Kind of thing. It's the first impression.
You mentioned in an email that you've seen a ton of Cybertrucks.
Oh, yeah.
Around town.
Well, even just this weekend, we counted on our way in. We saw 5 Cybertrucks on our way in. There
5 on the way in?
Well, no, this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On Thursday, we saw 4 driving from our house in Winfield to the golf club. We saw 4.
Wow.
Which is crazy. They're taking over.
The invasion has begun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then we saw a wrapped one. You saw
I saw a wrapped purple one at the Supercharger in West Kelowna. And I was
Wow,
like, wow,
that must have looked pretty cool, right?
It must have been fast, too, because obviously...
I think they're offering that where you can buy that when you go to buy one, too.
Oh, is that what it is?
And probably more expensive than getting it done yourself.
Yeah.
But, it is
Makes
way.
sense.
So what do you drive?
I drive a 2020 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus.
Right. And Kayla drives a Model 3 as well.
Yeah.
She does, yeah.
And I just switched recently to the Y. So why don't you share with us what your thoughts are? You've had it since new.
Yeah, I've had it since new, so I'm going on a little over 4 years. My thoughts are, so when I purchased it, I was thinking, I'll buy the standard range because the long range was a bit of an upgrade. And I was like, if I'm going to spend this extra money, I'm going to want to make sure I'm happy with it. And I definitely now wish I would have gone the long range because I do traveling. But it's nice because whenever I'm going somewhere and I don't have to stop at a gas station. It's going to let me know where I need to charge. It's always reliable. It has never let me down. I've always been able to go where I want to go, and it's nice. It's quick. It's sporty, and it's just a nice way to get around and know that, okay, I'm going to have a lot of fun driving there, or do I want to be lazy and have it drive me there kind of thing. So I kind of get the best of both worlds.
Have you had any issues driving to Vancouver or driving back?
No issues so much, more so just charging time. So, but also it's nice. So, the one time I was going to Vancouver, the only issue I guess I had was I was going up the connector and I was in autopilot. It was just driving me along, and all of a sudden the car shifted and it just corrected itself and just slowed me right down. And I was like, holy cow, the safety in this thing. No, it didn't pull over. Oh. I was going around a corner and it started to slide and it auto-corrected, slowed it down, and it just kept me going. And I was like, if I was driving myself in a regular
you probably would have done worse.
I probably would have done a lot worse. Yeah. So, but
I was not there for that.
I was not there for that. I just did a full self-drive. And I didn't see the deer. It braked, and all of a sudden I saw the deer. And I was just like, okay.
Oh, really? Okay. I was told that it's a couple steps ahead of you, but I have never actually experienced it being a few steps ahead.
I mean, I'm using full self-drive on a daily basis, and I absolutely love it. 13's on its way, version 13. It's supposed to be 5 or 10x better than 12, so I don't know how it can get that much better. But it's what it does do now, it backs up. Like if it's in a parking lot, it'll back up and go forward. Like it'll do like parking lot to park, like park to park, as opposed to point, right? So
I see what you're saying.
Those are big things. So maintenance, 4 years. What have you done for maintenance? Has it lit on fire a bunch of times, according to a lot of people?
No. I have one of the special ones of the 99.9% that don't light on fire. No, the only thing I've had to do is replace the tires.
Yeah, I mean, that's on any vehicle.
Yeah, that's exactly it. My brake pads, I think I have 81,000 kilometers on it, and I think I have like 85% of the brake pads still there.
Because it's like a golf cart, right?
Exactly.
Right. And the only other issue you did have was with the window. Remember, you had that window issue, and then you called, but you put the thing in the app, and the guy came.
I don't know about a window. I had a door handle issue.
Door handle.
I opened up the door handle one time, and I drove to my destination, got there, the handle stayed out, went in the app, scheduled the service for the next week. They came up, replaced it, and I was back to normal. Yeah. So I guess those are really the only two things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the service is amazing, and I've done it a few. Like I've taken a couple here, and just for minor issues. And there's a spot in town here. You drop it off, you don't talk to anybody.
Oh yeah, you're telling me about this.
And then you go back and it's ready.
Yeah,
right?
no,
crazy.
It's
amazing.
It's crazy. I had my issues. They came to my house. They came to my underground parkade. I parked the car there. They fixed it, and I got a notification. Your car's done servicing. And I went down. The guy had left. My car was fixed.
You don't need to give them a key or anything, right? Because they have access to all, which is kind of like, to some people might get freaked out. But
no, I think it's super handy. I don't have to talk to him. I can just here's the car.
Find it. They can find it too. You don't even have to tell them where it is, right?
Yeah.
And you got the filter, so yes, that's another.
Oh yeah, and the air
thing.
filter. But that's a regular, nothing.
Yeah, no oil changes because in a regular car,
Yeah.
you're looking at a couple oil changes a year.
Yep,
You know, like
no
$150.
fluid,
No
nothing
transmission
like
fluid.
that.
Yeah, washer fluid, I guess.
Yeah,
but
washer fluid. Yep, have to do that, but nothing.
no
nothing
rad
ordinary.
flushes, no rear end thing. Like, but there
No.
is like 98% less moving parts in a
Yeah,
Tesla.
no,
So
issues.
80,000 plus kilometers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you must have saved a lot of fuel.
Yeah,
80,000
I wonder what it
kilometers.
says.
Right?
Whenever, well, I go into the app and I'll check it out. It'd be like projected saving for this month, $161. It's
Yeah.
like, holy cow! We're just driving from Winfield to Kelowna, and the time saving too, to know that I never have to worry about stopping at a gas station, or like that. It's like, okay, this is where we're going. Yeah, maybe to Vancouver, I had a half an hour in charging because I only have the standard range plus. Or if you had the long range, I don't think I'd have to even be stopping to charge. So
I like if I take my wife's Model S, take Vancouver, I obviously don't stop because it's 600 kilometers. But I do. I had the Model 3.
Yeah.
And I would stop in Hope and grab myself a snack or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that one in Hope, they actually sell some good food too. They sell boiled eggs and veggie trays as opposed to like that bag of chips and a hot dog.
Yeah, I noticed they kind of put the superchargers. The other thing that I like about it is that the superchargers aren't in the middle of nowhere. They're close to like commercial areas. So like Vernon, they're close to like the Walmart and a bunch of restaurants. West Side, we stopped there, charged. I had to go to Shoppers and Dollarama. So I kind of just incorporate it with my travels. So I'm not losing any time to sit there and charge my.
And it's not even that inconvenient.
No.
I would say, because like it sounds like it's inconvenient to have to stop near those areas and make stops, but it's actually not inconvenient.
Because I'm already going there anyways. And like I say, like Hope, stop, get a snack. I'd already stop in, go to the bathroom anyways. Stop.
Yeah, I think when I go to Calgary, I stop in Golden, which I think almost everybody stops in Golden anyway, because that's a good break. Like 3.5 hours, 4 hours. And at the Tim Hortons there, and then there's quite a few things that you can do there. And by the time you go to the washroom, grab yourself a snack,
stretch your legs.
Yeah, and
that we haven't done yet.
Yeah, we haven't gone east. No, we've gone Revelstoke. Revelstoke is the farthest we've gone.
Okay, great place in Revelstoke at the supercharger there, the one in town, because there's 2 superchargers there. The one in town by the Save On Foods, there's a couple of restaurants that are just amazing. So if you ever go there, one is a little kind of like a breakfast shop. They make homemade bread and all that kind of stuff, and homemade sausage and everything. And then and I can't remember the names of them, but just to the superchargers are there, and then to the left of you, there can be one restaurant there, and then one just in the background. Just amazingly good restaurants, right?
We were charged by the Best Western when we were out there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Nice area.
Yeah. Go to the other one. Go to the one in town.
Okay.
I think it's on Victoria Street or something like that. So sometimes you have to first force your navigation to do the other one. Right?
Oh, okay. It's not automatic. Okay.
Yeah. So regret the decision? Obviously not.
I
right?
regret this is not getting the long range. That's the only regret. I never regret buying it, but sometimes it's like, okay, the long range would be nice, but no buyer's remorse in the slightest.
Yeah. So next Tesla, are you going to just go for this one for a little bit longer? Or?
No, I think I'm going to ride this one until the wheels fall off of it.
There you go.
I don't think I
could be a while because some people are getting like 500,000 kilometers.
Right? It's going to be a while. Maybe when I have to finally replace the brake pads, then you replace the car.
That could be 500,000 or 600,000 kilometers as well.
But no, I will never. The only thing I think I'd switch is maybe go to the Y, kind of like you did.
I did
the
the
extra
Y,
room, right? And the all-wheel drive. That's the nice thing. Right? I'm rear-wheel drive.
So I did the Y Performance, and it literally makes me sick.
I bet.
Just the acceleration. So I just avoid that because you're just like, whoa.
Then it would definitely make me sick.
just the G-forces in there. You're just like, okay, that's enough. Right?
Yeah.
That's how I felt with the Cybertruck.
But
this is too much.
It's the same inside, though, just sits a little higher. And but it's basically the same. Definitely a lot more
same
room.
Frame, right?
Basically just a lot more room in the hatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some people are using them as like campers.
Yeah.
Right? Well, you can do the same thing in the 3, though, too. Do your guys' seats fold down?
But then you have that weird bar.
Yeah, you have that bar and kind of this, the thing is a straps you in, right?
Yeah. There you go. You feel really secure.
Thank you,
but when we were in Phoenix, I would say that Tesla was just another make and model of vehicle because there were so many when we were down there, including Cybertrucks. There were so many.
Yeah, it's popular on there.
It's like going to Vancouver, Tesla. Oh, Toyota, Tesla, Toyota, Toyota, Tesla. You know what I mean? It's just like, there's a lot.
Yeah, which I imagine is going to start to be an issue with the chargers. I haven't seen much about that, but
you guys charge at home?
To be an issue.
Charge at home,
Yeah.
And that's for on a road trip. But even at road trips, I've never had to wait a charger, regardless of where we've gone.
I heard that horror story in Hope, though, that one time. on a long weekend, Hope was like backed up for over
That
an
was
hour.
because they did that together. I read further. It was because they were over the second supercharger, so everyone went down there from Kelowna. They had a big convoy that went down there to charge. So that's why people coming from the coast would have had to wait for all these vehicles to charge that just drove from Kelowna.
I did experience it once in Calgary, when Calgary, the city of Calgary only had one supercharger, and it was at Cross Iron Mall.
Okay.
Which is north, right? Which is further out. Yeah. And they were packed up, but Tesla was there handing out water bottles, apologizing. Would you get anybody else doing that? So they're like, it's going to be like 20 minutes, but here's a water. Would you like a couple? And it's just like,
I've never, I didn't.
And so the Tesla does have more superchargers being put into Calgary. So there is one right downtown now. So
that's more and more popular. They probably need, well, we even have 2 and 1 in Vernon. So
Fortis just put in not a Tesla supercharger, but I haven't used the other ones yet. But they put in Evenflow or something, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think
at the end of Palm Watch there's about 20 of them.
And you often use the one, that's probably not the same one, but the one that's in the parkade at the Rockets games.
Yeah, that's the library.
That's included in, we found out that
when you're parking?
Your pay is included.
But that's why you level 2 though, right?
No, it's right when you drive in and go.
No, but I'm taking level 2 chargers.
Like
a slower charger, right?
So
fast, to a Rockets game, it's 3 hours.
Yeah, so you probably get yourself like a
parking. Is that a hack? I don't know.
You don't have to pay for parking?
If you're sitting there charging, you don't have to pay for parking in the library parking.
If you're going to the game, take Tesla.
Just saying.
Save on parking and get free electricity.
Well, we were there, and it was like $3 to charge during the game, and parking would have been $7. So it's cheaper to charge than to pay for parking.
There you go. So there's another benefit.
Or we're gonna get a ticket next time.
Find out. We've got some images to show you. You want to put the first one up, Ron? We'll talk to it. There you go. The Cybercab really being pushed out. Did you guys see one when you went to? Yeah.
Oh, we didn't see
one of those.
No.
Okay. We saw the other, Waymo.
Waymo. Oh, okay. Yeah. But I was just in the showrooms. That they're starting to make it into showrooms now.
Wow.
So just like Optimus is in there.
I would have loved to have seen one.
Yeah. So no pedals, no steering wheel, completely autonomous. So I mean, they say they're going to get these going in 2025. We'll see, right?
Well, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, how much safer they are. Like you see the slides that Elon puts out, how much safer it is for the full self-driving versus actual human.
They say Tony Seba at Rethink X says it would, if everybody drove a Tesla in full self-drive, it would save 900,000 lives a year.
I feel like when you actually sit in full self-drive yourself for the first time, you would also feel that way. I feel like any driver would feel that way because you just, it's a little bit more cautious than what people think.
I just did a video with road safety at work, and 800 crashes a day in December in BC.
Wow, that's a lot.
Most of it from inattention, right? Texting or driving faster than road conditions.
That is a lot.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of just driver error.
Yeah.
Mostly. I mean, most accidents are driver error, right?
Yeah. But that's also preventable accidents.
Right.
People are not driving the correct range that they should be, or driving.
That was Elon calling, by the way.
Oh, really?
He was like, I gotta give you some more info. Yeah.
We got another slide there. Yeah, so they just announced that there was an investor call there with Deutsche Bank, and they say that the Model Q is on its way in the first half of 2025. Not sure where it will roll out first, but under $30,000 US. Although the Model 3 is getting there as well.
Yeah,
it's really getting close in the US, especially if you're in Colorado. They basically give them away, right? Because there's a $7,500 credit plus. I think Colorado gives out another $5,000, and then if Tesla right now, I think is offering 0% financing, basically giving those cars away.
Yeah.
So I can't see why people wouldn't.
What's the difference between this one and the lineup as is right now?
It looks like it's a little hatchback, like a not a hatchback, but what do you call that? Like little mini station wagon.
Yeah,
because it looks kind of smaller, right? More compact.
Yeah. So like a mini Y or
hatchback?
I think just like it looks like the 3 in the front, and then just like squashed up in the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Minimalist is what most Teslas are, though, right? Because whether you get into a 3 or Y, they're the same vehicle inside, right? They're very minimalist. There's no dash in front of you, which fits with autonomy, right? Because when that happens, like what you're going to need a dasher.
Yeah.
The X's and the you guys have both driven X's and S's, and they do have a dash in front of them, right? But I do like the 3 and the Y better because when you go into full self-drive, it's all on the big screen, all of it. But on the, unless I don't know what I'm doing, and on the S or the X, it doesn't show up. Just navigation shows up there, right? So everything, all the like full self drive is just in the front display.
Oh, interesting.
Which is a lot smaller display, right? Because it's just in front of you there. Right?
I was so excited to drive the X that I don't think I noticed
Yeah.
that.
And then the Cybertruck, same as the 3 and the Y, just the middle display.
Yeah, and they come with, right? Cybertrucks, or do you get the choice?
Well, it's not the yoke anymore because the Nicky's has the yoke, but it has more of a flattened circle. Like it's a full circle wheel,
It's almost like an
but
oval.
flat on the top. But the cool thing about the Cybertruck, I think lock is it's not even a full turn, right?
Because
it has
It
has
it actually does turn quite tight.
drive by wire, so at slow speeds when you turn, it turns like because then the back wheels turn too. And as you go faster, obviously it's less sensitive because you don't want to be jerking all over the road, right? Yeah. So ride-by-wire is a really cool technology, and 48-volt technology as well in the whole car, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Cybertruck is technically probably one of the most superior vehicles on the road.
I can see that. Yeah. I hope that it's, well, right now I still feel like it's a new thing. Like when I first got my Tesla, there would be people who would say, oh, like, nice car, and like, you know, does it go really fast? I had kids like asking me if it was a fast vehicle, but now people are used to it, and now the Cybertruck is coming out.
The Cybertruck is definitely the best midlife crisis vehicle out there, better than Lamborghini. If you need attention, drive a Cybertruck and it brings a crowd. Especially
you get good and bad attention.
That's right, you get both. You get both, right? So definitely drive better than a Lamborghini right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
It more affordable.
And way more affordable than Lamborghini, right? Yeah, and last a lot longer, right? Probably will go 500,000-600,000 kilometers. Whereas that Lamborghini probably a couple thousand kilometers where you have to take it into the shop, and the guy says, you know, it's going to cost you half as much as you paid already.
And you can drive the Cybertruck in any weather condition. The Lamborghini, you're not going to.
And it's bulletproof. So.
And it's bulletproof,
so.
right?
And it's bulletproof.
You got someone after you.
Steel. Don't rust in Canada with all no.
If you got anybody that doesn't like you, that's the vehicle to drive, right? We got one more image, I think, to show you. And I brought this up because Tesla is not related to SpaceX, other than Elon Musk runs both companies. But there is a way, like a lot of people were wondering how to invest in SpaceX. There is this ETF launched just a couple of days ago that has, not the ETF didn't launch, but they have now allowed people to invest in an ETF that has private equity shares of SpaceX and different companies like that.
And I didn't know anything about this, but now we do, and you'll have to track the volatility for us. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I ventured in there this morning.
That's super interesting.
We'll see what happens. But SpaceX and Starlink, and some of that technology is going to end up in Teslas, like especially Starlink, right? And XAI, like he's talking about putting Grok inside the car and stuff like that. So Grok is now available, which is their version of ChatGPT, is going to be available in the car, but it's now available to everybody, even non-premium subscribers on X. Okay. So now you can get access. I don't know if it's rolled out in Canada, but they're rolling out across the world. So there you go. So that'd be really cool if you could have Grok in the car. When you know what I mean? When you're talking. So I use a lot of voice commands. Do you guys use voice commands when you're driving a lot? Yeah. So it's easier. Especially I was at a Golden stop there, and there's a couple guys there, and we were talking because always end up talking with people there, and then. And they say, the frustrations for me is like having to search to open the glove box. I said, why don't you just push the button and say open glove box? He's like, you can do that? And I'm like, yeah. He said, oh my God. He said, I've been so frustrated with the glove box.
Well, I also do the preset.
I have the button where you hold the left button glove box.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So, I rarely use my glove box other than chuck stuff in there that I never want to get in.
For 8 months.
Yeah. And then, there's so much storage in a Tesla too, right? Like in the back, there's the trunk, and obviously there's the trunk below the trunk, which is good stuff. And then there's the frunk, and then
so much storage.
And then it's great for me for golf stuff. I put all the golf stuff in the front, right? And then, I never run out of storage, and then you can flip the seats down. Obviously, you have even that much more room, right? So,
well, even like we had 5 people in there last week, and nobody was complaining about anything. And the guy behind me was probably 6 feet tall, and I'm 6'2". So the fact that we both fit.
Oh, he was behind you.
He's behind me.
How was the Model Y for back seat?
I think they're very similar, except that there's a little more like headroom, right? Because it's a little more. It's basically if you take the 3 and just kind of puff it up a bit. I think
that makes sense.
Basically, I think they share most parts, right? Other than it's kind of just a puffier version of that. So it has less range than the 3. Like
There's more weight, kind of.
there's more weight and it's bigger, and the aerodynamics would not be as good, right?
And it goes faster than the performance.
Well, the performance one is fast, but the performance 3 versus performance Y, the 3 performance is faster.
Probably power to weight.
Yeah, so it's just that supposedly they're saying the Model 3 performance right now, and I looked at it.
We had the graphic up last time.
Yeah, it's supposedly the best car in the world.
Really?
Bang for buck too, and stuff like that. And I drove it in Calgary, the Model 3 performance, and I made myself really sick with that when I had my daughter with me, and we hit it a couple times, and she's like, "Okay, we got to stop," right? Because we're both getting nauseous.
You're having too much fun here.
Yeah, but they got thicker pane glass in there, so it's really a lot quieter. Not that the
Well, are
Teslas
they
are
doing
noisy.
double pane now?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They got
right?
double pane glass, so.
Oh, they're doing that now.
Seats
Nice.
are a little firmer, right? The performance, obviously, the performance one has performance seats in it and stuff like
Makes
that.
sense.
So
The 19-inch rims too, right? Do they have the?
yeah, I think it had
tires?
the 19s on it. Yeah. So I think I have 21s or 22s on the
On the
Y
Y?
performance. Yeah. So crazy.
Makes sense. You got a lot of weight there.
But I did just put 19s on for winter,
Oh, okay.
so you can do that. And see, like
Yeah, you
instead
can
of a
swap.
staggered set, right? So
Like our chiropractor, he has a friend who drove the Model S, and he said that he liked it. He drove a 3. He's like, I'm going to go from the S to the 3 because it's more affordable, a little more get up and go. So it's going to save the money. He was what
yeah, no, the lineup is like, and I get to drive because in our family we have the whole sexy lineup.
You do,
Yep.
yeah.
And I like them all for different reasons, but Kim's X with the doors is like it's like you don't have to, as a driver, you don't have to open the door. The door opens when you walk up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Closes when you
I mean,
step
you
on
don't
the
close
brake,
it either, right? So
and then
it's
you can
super-
close all the doors and the gull-wing doors, and it's really great for a kid because you open up that back thing, you got so much access, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
there's no door in the way.
And the
And
light show
then-
you can do with the X. Too,
Yeah,
right?
you can do all kinds of
Doors
things.
Do stuff with it.
And the S
Oh,
is
yeah.
just I think the S is kind of like the luxury side of.
Yeah.
I
You
think.
can feel that.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
luxury side of the seats, the sound system,
can
all
feel
that kind
that.
of stuff in there. And then I think the Y is the more utilitarian version of, like, for most people, like families, you know what I mean? When
Yeah.
they need,
Why
if
is
they
it
got a
that
couple
mix?
kids and a dog or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's really suited for that. But
Mhm.
then I think that the 3 is probably, you know, like if you're just a couple or you know what I mean? Like I think that's it's sleek and it's sporty and it's just.
Also an affordable way to see if you like it or not. You know. You're
Yeah,
not
no, and
breaking
it is
into
the least expensive one to get to for the Model 3, and I think in Canada right now, $54,990, less $5,000 that you get off, and then right now there's a $2,600 referral credit. Like if anybody wants to buy a brand new Tesla, reach out to any Tesla owner, and they can give you a referral code, and that gets you another $2,600 off,
Might as well.
just like that. And then there's zero interest financing right now on Ys and 3s
Yeah.
if you buy full self-driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the end of the
That's
year
still
too.
going on?
I think it's
Right?
gonna,
But
because
they have
there's
a lot of stock.
there is a Y refresh coming at some point too, probably in
Yeah.
2025.
I imagine
right?
so.
Because the 3 looks, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't, like inside it doesn't look a lot different. It has that pinstripe lighting, which you don't have, and I didn't
Yeah.
have in mine. And a screen in the back, like on
Yeah.
the back.
Mhm.
But other than that, it looked very similar inside.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Other than-
outside,
Also,
I
it
like the
drives the
headlights.
same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It just
Yeah,
feels the
it's
same.
it's a sleeker, a little bit more S look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
right.
A little more S
Sharper
look. Yeah.
design.
Any last comments you want to say to somebody that's thinking about a Tesla?
Buy it.
Buy it. There you
You're
go.
definitely not going to regret it because I saw the 3 when it first debuted, and then we went to the test drive, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's see. And no.
I mean, they
Definitely
often have events here too, and with the new shop opening too, like they'll definitely have more opportunities to just give it a try,
Mhm.
and yeah, just try it.
And they're really good, like test drives too. Like it's
really
really
are.
easy to get a test drive.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that if you own a Tesla and you have it on your app, you can go to any Tesla dealer across, I don't know, the States or Canada, and they'll give you one to drive
Yeah.
for a couple hours, right?
Right.
It's
And they
'cause you-
don't put a lot of pressure on you to buy one,
Yeah, it's kind of like, is it?
which
do
is
you like
actually
it? No?
kind of
Okay.
nice. Because then
Right.
you know when you like have a traditional car salesperson, these guys are more like, try it, and if you like it, we're here, and if you don't, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
I think the best thing I like is there's no after sale, or not after
Yeah.
sales, but like there's no undercoating, there's
There's
nothing.
someone calling you.
But I mean, when
Yeah.
you're sitting down at the finance desk, they're not saying, okay, so you need floor mats, you need nitro in the tires, you need this,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
all those things, and you know you end up with another $10,000-$15,000 worth of stuff
Right.
sometimes. I actually priced out a Rivian this weekend just for kicks, and I just wanted to see. And holy cow! Like I went on there and the Rivian R1T thing, and I got the base whatever, and then I added a few options just to see what it came, because it was $101,000 to start.
Yeah.
And then I added a few things on, like different tires and all. Like I just added whatever was available. It was like $150,000
Crazy.
before tax.
Before tax.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. And that wasn't. There's like 4 models above that one.
Oh, really? So you were going fancy with it.
No, I started the base and I just added some stuff on, right? Like,
Wow.
and it added,
So you can't
it added up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Whereas in the
sounds like
Tesla, really, there's not a lot of choices, right? The car comes with everything.
Yeah.
And then you pick your color, and the base color is like he changes that color.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it's gray. You get free.
Yeah.
And then you pick your interior, like it comes black, and the white is, I think, another $1,300 if you want to do the white. And then you can add a hitch or a different size tires depending on which one you buy, and that's it.
Yeah,
But
and then
you-
full self-driving.
Yeah, you can buy that, or you can buy
Absolutely.
monthly, right?
Yeah.
And I think
You
monthly
have
makes
to
more
pay
sense.
tax
It does.
because you picked it up your First Nation. So
Yeah.
First Nations, if you pick it up on reserve in Vancouver, you
Yeah.
don't have to pay.
Or a Royal, super handy. So it was
Yeah.
super nice to have.
Dayton will get your car.
Sounds good. Call me up. Just take me for lunch.
Be a few
Yeah,
lines.
so there is the other thing is, and then we'll end with this, in British Columbia right now, if you buy a used Tesla, which I did by the Y for that purpose, no tax.
Right.
If you buy it privately. If you buy a private sale used Tesla, there is 0 tax when you go to register.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like on a $50,000 used Tesla, like you can buy a more expensive one.
Yeah.
Because I think they start in the 25 range now for used ones, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the mileage and stuff like that. You got to be careful because there's some really cheap ones out there. Those are damaged ones. Those are repaired. Like you watch that, right? Make sure you get a Carfax and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I'm not saying those are bad to own, but I'm not sure, right? So
That's for EVs in general.
EVs in general, yeah, EVs in general in British Columbia, buy them private, no tax,
Crazy.
right? So you can buy yourself Porsche Taycan or
Love
something like that
Wow.
too, right?
Fantastic. Okay. Really
0
pushing us
tax,
over there.
but if you buy it from a dealership, 5% tax.
Okay.
It's kind of like the GST credit they're giving out now. If you buy it this way, that way, and it's like
Yeah.
GST this way, that way.
Yeah,
It's
they're like, we'll give you some break.
how about
We'll
no
see.
tax? They
Yeah.
should just take tax off of all vehicles. But on used vehicles, there shouldn't be
Especially
tax on
used,
used
yeah.
Right,
vehicles.
because they've already been taxed once when they were purchased.
Totally.
You know, if I say like if you buy a used vehicle, like a gas car, even if you buy it privately, there's 12%, and it goes up. Like based on like at 50,000, it's 12, I think, and then it keeps going up. So that same vehicle, if it's sold 10 times, the tax would be more than the vehicle
Yeah.
was.
Right? It's
I know.
crazy.
I always thought about that with thrift stores and things like that. I'm like,
It's already
we
been
shouldn't have
taxed
to pay
once.
tax.
Been
Tax on
once.
something that's
Yeah.
already been taxed. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. With that said,
Thanks for coming
Thanks
on the
for
show.
having me,
yeah, there you go. And we
Bye,
thank,
Tesla.
yeah, there you go. None of us are getting paid by Tesla.
Yeah,
either, by
no,
the
we're
way.
just here because we actually like it.
But if you want to buy Tesla and you want that $2,600 off, reach out to any one of
Yeah,
us,
let
and we'll
us
give you that referral code, and you'll get another $2,600 off.
Might as well.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for watching Kelowna Now.